Hi friends! So last year I said that I will no longer buy a Hobonichi Cousin, but this year I changed my mind and once again I am thinking of getting a Hobonichi Cousin for 2027. And if you're still deciding whether to buy a Hobonichi for 2027, then this video is for you. So last year, I posted a video where I said that I am sticking to my Hobonichi Weeks Mega and to my Kinbor A5 planner and trying other A6 notebooks. But I said that I will never buy a Hobonichi Cousin again. But this year, I started in July my faith journal, and that eventually led me to using my Hobonichi Cousin, using this regularly after 3 years. Because I got this for 2023 and I never really used it like a journal. But now I am so well into it. And let me show you how I'm using my Hobonichi 2023. So I know that the 2027 planners will also be like this. So let me give you a flip through and give you an idea of how I'm using my Hobonichi Cousin now and what to expect when you get this. So you have the calendars, and this is the future log that, or the monthly tracker that I'm not yet using. I don't know what to do with it yet. And these are the monthly calendars. And so far this month, I tried using this in August just for planning, but no luck yet. No luck there yet. And what I did was I used a black pen to cover the dates and write it again using a white gel pen. So no success there yet. But I do appreciate that there's a lot of space in each box. And the Hobonichi Cousin grid is really bigger than the Hobonichi Weeks grid. And later I'll give you a flip through of this planner as well. And so that's the monthly calendar. And then this is the weekly planner. So for the past 3 years, I've been using this for stickers. So this is a sticker set that I bought on Etsy. This is a sticker set that I made and I wrote my notes here. So I'm using this as a practice for my sticker sets. I even tried writing on the weekly page, but I had no success in planning on the weekly spread. So that's one of the reasons why I decided last year not to get a Hobonichi Cousin. But I really have a lot of stickers in my in my website that you can get for free, and also some stickers you can buy. And if you like that, I'll leave you the description. I'll leave you the link in the description. And so there, these are blanks, and I have more stickers. This is a sticker set for the Happy Planner, and I have a lot of those, and I resized it to fit the Hobonichi Cousin. And I also have steps how to do that in my website. And then this is my first real weekly spread that I did only last week, because I told myself that I want to try using the weekly spread. And so what I've been doing on the weekly spread is I've been tracking how I used my time for the whole day. So what I do is I wake up, I do some journaling, and every time I finish an activity, I write it down here on the weekly spread. And that helps me keep track of my activities. But more than that, it helps remind me to make good use of my time. I'm still having trouble using this kind of time layout, like the 24-hour clock, right? So I needed to use a highlighter, not a highlighter, this is a Tombow brush pen. I used it to mark the times where I have my lunch and my dinner so that it's easier for me to know where to put the activities. So this has been my activities so far. And there. So I'm still trying this weekly spread, and so far I am loving it because it's helping me become more responsible with my time, and I need that. I want that. But next week, what I'm going to try is to use my stickers on the weekly spread. And my plan is to use the stickers after the week is done. So I already have one full week. So next week, I am going to put stickers here to try it out. And I am hesitating to do that because I want to be able to write easily on my planner, and I know that stickers will somehow get in the way. So my plan is to put the stickers a few weeks after I am done. So I'm going to sticker this page next week while being able to write on this week, right? So I have there's a week in between, and that will somehow reduce the effect of the stickers that is on the other weekly spread. I hope I was able to explain that well. So anyway, if you like to see those stickers, please do come back next week, and I will show you how I made my weekly spread using stickers. So now let's go to the daily pages. And this is what really led me to use my Hobonichi Cousin again. And what I've been using it for is as a faith journal. So I know that the Happy Planner has a faith planner, but I don't really I don't really plan my Bible studies or the verses that I read. But what I do now is I have a faith journal where I write on it every day, every morning, and I have some prompts that I use to help me get started on writing on my daily journal. So this was July 27, and before this I was writing on my other Hobonichi notebooks because I was trying to figure out which notebook is best for my daily journaling. And as it turns out, the Hobonichi Cousin is the best fit for me when it comes to my faith journaling. And so this is my faith journal now, and I've been writing more and more every day. And this was my entry this morning. So I'm just gonna keep that private for now. And what really helped me with my faith journal is that I have a set of prompts that I use to guide me in writing on my faith journal, and it does really help me. Let's just show you this page. It does really help me to start a conversation with God, start my prayers, start my Bible studies, and reading my Bible. Just get started with spending time with God. So, this faith journal helps me focus my mind on spending time with God, because I've been used to like waking up, checking my phone, checking my bills, looking at my work, looking at the emails and the results of the emails I sent yesterday. But so I started a faith journal to avoid that and start each day with God. And so if you're more interested in how to start a faith journal, I have a blog post on the website about it. And if you want to know more, let me know in the comments. So because I'm going to film another video about how to do this faith journaling thing that I'm doing. And so with that, that's why I am almost sure that I'm going to get a Hobonichi Cousin for 2027. This also has a few notes pages, very few, and I'll probably not use them at all. There's a timetable here, and then, but I think I'd rather use a weekly spread as a timetable than this. There's paper for, I don't know what to use it for, but it's there for tracking, and a list of favorites. My 100, I love this spread in my Hobonichi Weeks last year. And so I'll probably use that next year. I'll probably use this next year. My favorite things. Words to remember. 365 days check off sheet. And then gifts. A list of gifts. That's sweet, right? I didn't know that this is here. Or I don't remember. But addresses for 8 people. Personal notes. And so on. So that's the Hobonichi Cousin. I've also thought about using my Kinbor planner for daily journaling. But this Kinbor planner that I got for 2026 is what I've been using for my Bible study. So I've used the index as a table of contents. So here I know that these are the topics that I wrote on the January pages, April pages, the July pages. So I'm not really very consistent of writing on this every day, and that's not the goal either. So this is for my Bible study, and this is how I write my Bible study. So I copy the verse and I write down notes about the verse here. And I use the Bible Hub website as a reference, and it has a lot of resources. So here, this is how I use it. And what I can say about the Kinbor planner is that I also like the paper. I also like writing here. And what's good about this daily layout is that it has more space. There's no quote at the bottom. There are no quotes, no checklists. So you can just start writing on the whole page, and there's a division here, but I don't use it for my Bible studies. I just write from end to end, and that's how I use the Kinbor planner. What will happen in 2027 is that I will keep using this as my study journal. So I'll go back to January again and use the other blank pages for my Bible studies. And then after writing on a page, I will write the title here on the index. Where's the index? Write the title here to let me know which verses I studied on that month. This also has a monthly calendar and a lot of spaces that you can write on. It's a really good planner. I really like the Kinbor also. But it doesn't have the weekly spread. And I am already enjoying the weekly spread in the Hobonichi Cousin. And I want to make use of the hundreds of stickers that I've already posted on my website. I want to use them again. So I really want to have that weekly spread next year. And just to show you, the Kinbor planner has this timetable, a gift list, a 21 days plan. So if you have a project for 21 days, and then checklists. What's this? Checklists, favorites that you can also use as checklists. It's actually a good planner. My only issue with Kinbor is that it's not easy to order. I don't know. I can't find a website for ordering this, and it doesn't also have the Amazon. It's not on Amazon either, and I have some Amazon credits that I'd like to use, but it's not there. I only get this from Shopee here in the Philippines, which is actually good because the shipping is not that expensive. I also get my Hobonichi planners from Shopee. But somehow I feel that I am more confident that the Hobonichi will be available to me after 10 years or so. I'm not so sure about Kinbor yet, but I know this has been existing for a long time already, but I'm not yet that confident. Unlike the Hobonichi, I am more confident about having this book available to me even after I'm older. And so that's why the only reason why I'm not getting a Kinbor and I'm getting a cousin instead is that because this doesn't have the weekly spread that I want to use for next year and the rest of this year. And also because I am more confident of the company, the Hobonichi company. Although Kinbor I know is also good. I know it has a lot of paper products. They've been around for a long time, but I'm not really that familiar with them yet. So there, but it's good. The planner is good. I think that after I finish this, if after I fill this up with my Bible studies, I'm getting another Kinbor for Bible studies again. And if I want an A5 without a weekly spread, I'm definitely going for the Kinbor because the paper is good. I like writing on it. Okay, and then finally, let me show you my Hobonichi Weeks Mega. This is the sneaker edition. So the cover is paper, sticker paper, and the corner has already how do you call that? The layers have separated, so I've put glue there to fix it, and it's not difficult to do that. And I have the memo notebook here for my deadlines and bills and payments and so on. And so, just to give you an idea, this is the Sneaker Mega, and I really love using this book. I'm going to talk about this more about this in the next video, in the next few videos, but I really love this. I'm definitely getting a Sneaker Mega Weeks next year. And just to show you, I haven't been using stickers here, but I've been using the monthly planner on and off just to plan my videos. I have a coloring YouTube channel, so if you like coloring books with alcohol markers, you've probably seen my my videos, I hope. And then I've been using the weekly spread for planning my tasks and deadlines. And I've been also doing that on and off. And then in July, I tried memory keeping here just for 1 week because I just want to use the stickers again. But then the next week, I decided to just use it for work and other deadlines. And also, I've started tracking my habits. And I've decided to put it here on the weekly spread. So this is my habit tracker now. And I'll talk more about that in the future. I really want to do more videos this year. I'll try to do as much as I can because, I've been in my channel has been existing like for 7 years already, and I think it's time that I take care of it and really post on it and give you more information and updates and just and finally monetize my channel. I know I've been saying that, but I haven't been consistent. But that's really my goal. My goal this year, at least before this year ends, to make some progress with monetizing my channel. So this Hobonichi Weeks is really useful to me, and the notes I've been using lately, as always, for note taking. And this is what I take with me everywhere I go. It's really easy to use, really handy, and that's my first weekly tracker. Started tracking again. Oh, sorry, this was the first, and it's really effective for me. And so there. So I think that's the end of this video. And all I wanted to say was I'm going back to the Hobonichi Cousin again. If you're thinking of getting a Hobonichi Cousin, then you really should think about how you're going to use it and how it's helping you. And what I really like about this is that the paper is really good to write on, and finally the layout makes sense to me. It's something that I can use now. And I didn't need it for the past 3 years, but now it's something that I can use now. And also because I have moved to a smaller place, I needed to think about the storage of my journals. And so this is like a very compact way of keeping a journal, because it has 365 days, but it's only this thick. And if you don't put a lot of stickers, I think it will stay that way, right? And even if you put a lot of stickers, it's still a compact way of keeping a journal instead of the thicker notebooks. And so there, that's my take on the Hobonichi Cousin. And if you have more questions, let me know in the comments, and see you in my next video where I talk more about my Hobonichi Weeks Mega, and also in another video show you the stickers that I use for my planners. And so that's it for now. Bye, and thanks for being here. Bye for now.